Todos los Santos Church, Todos los Santos Plaza, a very, very traditional neighborhood here in town with all of the different jewelries. Cuenca is famous for silver and gold works. As you can see, my dear friend over here, you are surrounded by beautiful, beautiful handcrafts, surrounded by beautiful jewelry. Over here you can see the skillful hands of Cuencano people. Also, the new cafeterias, the new restaurants, some of the most interesting ones in Cuenca are located just nearby the hotel in a very nice walking distance.
Now, I have a question, Diego. Cuenca is the capital of the Azuay province. Now, I'm going to put you on a challenge. They say the coffee in Loja is the best coffee in the country, but I've heard that in Nabon and in different areas of Azuay, they have great coffee as well.
Well, indeed, as you know, the coffee, well, the quality will depend from different things, of course, from the quality of the bean as well, but also the altitude and the soil. So in Azuay, we are being blessed with the Andean mountain range, and we do have areas where we can grow very, very good coffee. High altitude coffee means altitude coffee, as for example in Yunguilla Valley, which is only 40 minutes away, Nabon area as well. So we're producing a very, very good coffee, especially Arabica and Robusta. So we have some blends, and we're producing very nice, high quality. In fact, in the hotel, we're working with a fair trade idea. So we are buying directly from the producers in order to bring an organic coffee, a better quality, and of course to be more sustainable by helping the local people as well.
Now, so this coffee can be found at the hotel, but at the coffee shops around the block, because I want you to tell me about this block. This is a beautiful area of the downtown.
Is that correct? The thing is, a lot of these producers are coming to the city, are trying to actually sell all these organic products. For example, this is Cuenca. This is so traditional, as you can tell. We have the very delicious espumillas. This is our traditional delicacy here in town.
So I see, yes, I see that, you know, as we walk around the block, we find street vendors, but with a really nice location, and they're sharing this traditional dessert from the Andes of Ecuador. You know, I've tried to find espumilla in other parts of Ecuador that are not the Andes, and I haven't found it. It's only found in Quito, Cuenca, Riobamba, you know, mainly in the main cities of the Andes. And I think it's something that is quite unique of visiting the Andes of Ecuador, because as a country, we have different regions. You know, you have the coast, you have the Galapagos Islands, you have the Amazon, but the Andes has its own unique flavors and its own unique traditions. And of course, going a little bit more granular, you could say that Cuenca has its own traditions. What else can I find along this, you know, around the block?
Something very interesting is, for example, the public bicycle system, for example. Over here we have something which is very special. As you can tell, the traffic in Cuenca is very well controlled. We do not have very bad traffic jams or anything like that. And also, we have a very interesting wide sidewalk where you can use your bikes. So Cuenca is trying to change the way to come and visit downtown. Come and visit it and just walk, enjoy. Do not bring your cars. The idea is just to make a friendly city for visitors and of course for the locals as well. As you did say, in fact, all the traditional treats, for example, as the espumilla, you can find it here in Cuenca's downtown. That's very popular. But of course, there's too many different other options as well that you can find over here.
Diego, I was noticing that I feel Cuenca is a very safe city. We went out to walk last night. We were all out around until around 12 a.m. walking around. We went to a few cafes. We went to a rooftop bar. Of course, there's a beautiful rooftop bar at Itza Hotel, which I'm going to show the videos on our YouTube channel. So if you're tuning into the podcast, jump over to YouTube and check out the videos that we have of this area. But just going back into that, I noticed that Cuenca is very safe and you can walk at night, and I feel that is quite unique.
In fact, that is actually one of the nicest things of the city, as you can imagine, just to be able to be free and to walk around and to enjoy yourself in the city. That's one of the nicest things. And as we were just talking about the tradition, just look on the other side, we have the very beautiful and traditional Chola Cuencana. What is the meaning of being a Chola Cuencana? Chola is basically a mestizo lady, a mestizo woman. In Cuenca, in the Azuay province, we are all mestizos. We have our traditional Cañari and Inca legacy, of course, but we're being mixed with the Spaniards' tradition. So that is the reason why she's so elegant, and that's the reason why she has that beautiful red skirt with the beautiful embroideries at the bottom. So Cuenca is a live culture. It's not only the beauty of the house, it's not only the beauty of the streets, as you can tell, but it's also the beauty of a live culture. Wherever you walk, you're going to find something traditional, or someone wearing our traditional dresses, which is important, because we're trying to keep alive our culture.
You know, I was told that, the Chola Cuencana, her attire could cost a few $1,000s, just what she's wearing right there, right? Because it's not just a skirt. She has the straw hat, which is actually one of the traditional things in Cuenca. Although I have to challenge you on that, because I know it's not original from Cuenca, but this is where the best weavers are right now.
Well, indeed, you're right. Well, the straw hat, or misnamed Panama hat, as you know, is just made in Ecuador, made in Cuenca, of course, but made as well originally in the Manabí province. And Ecuador is a small country, but it's really diverse, really rich. I would say that is actually the nicest thing of Ecuador, to have the chance to have everything in a very, very little territory. So, for example, the straw hat originally came from the area of Manabí, but here we have communities which are dedicated for weaving hats and other different stuff from the same straw, from the same material. As you did say, in fact, the Chola Cuencana dresses are not only the beautiful red skirts or the blouses or the Panama or the hats, the straw hats. There's too many different other components, as the chalina or the ICAT shawls. Those are really, really special. Those are made also in the area of Gualaceo, only 40 minutes away from town. Also, these chalinas, these shawls, later on I would like to show you one, because in this you can tell the traditions of Cuenca, you can see the colors of Cuenca, you can see our culture is expressed in this.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we've just gone around the block. Look at all we could hear, and look at all we could listen to, all we could see. Now, I do want to steal a little bit more of your time, Diego. I want to walk to the main plaza, and it's only a block away, and this is amazing because Parque Calderón is the very center of the city. You have two cathedrals. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's something special. In Cuenca, we don't only have one, we have two. And also about the rivers, we have more than one. We have 4 rivers going through the city of Cuenca. That's also interesting to mention. About the cathedrals, in fact, the very famous, the old cathedral, which is in fact, it's not actually a cathedral, that's actually a little mistake in the books. The real name of the church is the Sagrario Church, which is actually our main church in the city. It started with the city in the 1557. When the Spaniards came over here to this valley, they decided to start the city here in the middle of the valley, but they had to do it, of course, from where the city was placed, from where the Cañaris and the Incas placed the city before. So they decided to start the city from the Huiracocha's temple, and transforming Huiracocha's temple into a Catholic temple. That was a very important part of the colonization. So from the 1557, we have this main church, which was misnamed by the Cuencanos as the Old Cathedral. And the new one, the very big one with the beautiful blue domes, we'll see soon, that one actually comes from the 1885, when Cuenca was already formed as a Spanish city. So that's an important and interesting difference in between these churches. Both are very beautiful, both are really important as well, and both are part of our traditions and cultures as well.
I see a lot of flowers. I see geraniums. Well, Quito has a lot of geraniums as well. So it's kind of it's a flower that it flourishes in the cold weather. Is Cuenca really too cold or not?
Not at all. Actually, Cuenca will say we have all year round and spring-like weather. As you can tell, the people is just walking without much of a jacket, or actually people just walking outside without any kind of special garments for a cold weather. In the mornings, it could be a little bit fresh, but during the day, it's actually pretty nice. I would say about Celsius is about 19 to 18 degrees, so it's very nice to walk. Very nice and familiar, I would say.
Wonderful. No, and I see that there's many small cafeterias and restaurants right under the cathedral. There's the Calderon Park. I see that there's a new restaurant, or actually a fairly new building for those who haven't been here in a couple of years. Cuenca's always evolving. I see that they've opened the San Luis Seminary with several restaurants, and from what I see, you have a really nice view of the domes from inside here, actually.
This is actually one of the newest places, as you did say, in fact, and what I really like, and I have appreciate about it is the diversity you will be finding here. You can find actually a French bistro cafe, which is a very nice one, of course. In the second floor, you will be finding an American style restaurant. Also, Filippo, which is an Italian immigrant in the 80s who came to Cuenca, and he found the love of his life in the city. And later on, he decided to create a delicious pasta dishes, a delicious pizza, and offer it here for the Cuencano people with this traditional Italian recipe. So Filippo in the second floor, up here, as you can see, there's all the restaurants as Cuencano people.
Yeah, a lot of arts and crafts as well. Huh? I see that, you could also, of course, you could go to Chor de Lake to find the gold there, but more than the gold, they have the filigrane, right? It's handmade. But I see that there's a lot of shops here in Cuenca that have it. So these are owned by people from Chor de Lake that bring their jewelry here?
Well, in fact, the traditional of filigrana is not only placed in Chor de Lake. Chor de Lake is where we keep it the most and where we have the biggest shops, let's say. But in Cuenca, you will be finding also very skillful people who is preserving this tradition. So there is, of course, as we say always in Azuay, you could be from Chor de Lake or Cuenca. We are just the same families, the same people. So basically, some of Chor de Lake people, they have their jewelry shops as well over here. But of course, Cuencano people, they have developed the same technique as well. This is the Santa Ana Street. The Santa Ana Street is a pedestrians only street. As you can tell, very traditional, very nice, just by the side of the new cathedral. And also by the right side hand, we have the Seminario, which plays all of these little restaurants.
Let me jump in there. Sorry to interrupt you, my friend. I'm astonished because there's so many new enterprises here. These are small businesses that are opening up and making Cuenca beautiful. Private investment. I see Cuenca's flourishing. And it's surprising because I come to Cuenca once a year. As you know, Latin Trails, our company, we're a tour operator. We work with travel agents and wholesalers, and we tell them things as they are. We try to tell them the ins and outs, but I just can only say nice things about Cuenca. But I see that it's constantly growing. I like the safety. I like it. It's a city that tour operators and travel agents can send their travelers confidently, and how much time would you recommend they spend in Cuenca?
For at least 3 days and 2 nights, because that way you're going to have the chance to experience the traditions, to experience the way to going out, to being out in Cuenca, to enjoy your dining places. We have so many different options, but not only Ecuadorian cuisine, we actually have some fusions. We have also, as I did say, Cuenca is so friendly, so we have immigrants from all over the world. So we have transformed our cuisine. And also, well, just to walk in the streets of Cuenca, as always recommended people, we have, of course, our highlights, but the best or the most important highlight of the city is just to walk around, get lost in the city, because someone will help you to find your way back home. And it's very interesting because since we have over than 10,000 expats, especially Americans, Canadians, and British living in Cuenca, every Cuencano will speak some English. So you can learn some Spanglish, which is very nice. So that's very special. So the invitation it is done for everyone to come and enjoy and to live Cuenca. As you see, it's a very friendly city.
Yes, as we walk around, I see people saying hello to you. People still say hello on the streets. They say good morning. Very traditional, very kind. Very nice. I'm looking at the cathedral. I've seen it before so many times. I always remember, the explanations that you said it was never 100% finished, but you always told me how proud you are about your city, the marble mines, and how everything, even the sidewalks have marble on them. And just to recap a little, we're only a block and a half away from Itza Hotel, and that's what really makes the hotel special. So tell me. How did the owner of the hotel tell me a little bit about her and how she came upon that wonderful location, and all the thought behind it?
Well, Mrs. Maritza Jungla, she's originally from the city of Siksik, which is nearby the city of Cuenca, it's only 40 minutes away. And her family immigrated to Canada when she was 10 years old. So she grew up all her life in Canada, living in a different way, learning the language, the culture, and well, she's been an entrepreneur all the time. So she decided to open different businesses when she was only 25 years old, and she was very successful because she's a very hard worker. But I have to say she's a lady. Why not to say is one of a kind, because she's a very generous lady. Is a very special woman who wanted to invest in the city of Cuenca and to create an special and unique hotel as a gift to the city, as to leave something for the next generations, especially preserving some of the most interesting and most beautiful buildings that we have in downtown. When she came in the 2015, and she found the actual Itza hotel. It was actually I used it as a stores, and some of the rooms were not even occupied, and she just realized the importance of the place, because it does have a beautiful traditional architecture from the 1900s. So she decided to get it back into its best, because the building was, abandoned, partially abandoned. So she decided to make a very important invest in the city in order to give it back something to the city she loves, to the city of Cuenca. So that is the reason why, or how come Itza Hotel started as a personal dream, as a personal idea of preservation of the Cuenca's heritage, and of course to help other Cuencano people to have a very good jobs. She's always behind the idea of creating fair jobs, and of course to help the local people as well.
I see another building that is actually another entrepreneur project from a very important lady from Cuenca as well. This yellow building here. Tell me about it.
Well, just talking about ladies in Cuenca. Cuenca is famous because of the very strong women, very strong and important women. In this case, we're talking about Mrs. Gladys Ercuri, which is part of one of the most influences and important families in town. Mrs. Gladys is in love of Cuenca, and of course of these touristic activities. So she decided also to recover this wonderful house and create an special and unique concept of services. In this case, this yellow house is Mansión Matilde in the second floor. All the beautiful windows that we can see from here. That is a very nice tea room, and by the corner we have a nice bar and restaurant, Casa Matilde. In the first floor we can find some of the best craft beers of Ecuador, Latitude Zero, a very nice tap room, and well, different other companies, as for example we have a very traditional and well-known donuts restaurant as well, international brand, but it is actually located in a very nice traditional old style building, preserving its traditional building, which is interesting because we can see how modern things are mixed and blend and works well with the traditional buildings.
Wonderful. No, and as we've walked around the block, we've walked around Calderon Park, we've found many attractions along here. Just places. If you go to all the coffee shops, you have a few days there. But now, if somebody comes to Cuenca, I think they should take advantage of also going a little bit outside of the city. And I know that you have a particular love for Cajas National Park. Tell us why it's special and how close it is to the city.
Well, indeed, we can actually see it from here. If we just walk by the corner, we're going to see where the mountains are located. It's only 30 minutes away. And why I do love it so much, because in the Cajas is where the life begins. There's where the water comes to Cuenca. We have actually the main source of water is coming from the Cajas National Park. The Cajas National Park, it is the most important natural area in Cuenca and in the surroundings. And it does have 237 lakes. So that is telling you how important it is. And all of these lakes are interconnected, so we receive the water, the pure water from the mountains from these lakes. So it's a beautiful area, very diverse. You can find it over than 137 species of birds, over than 300 species of plants. So not far from here, as you can tell, over there is the mountains, over there is the Cajas National Park.
Wow, all this just half hour away from Itza Luxury Hotel, a really high-end property, which I'm really loving. And as we walk back, we just went by the park, and I'm showing the route from the park back, Calderon Park back to the hotel. It's just it's a stone throw away. You don't really have to make a big effort, and you're right in the middle of everything. Very safe. There's dining venues for the evening. There's places to walk around all day, souvenir shops, and you can even go outside the city and enjoy wonderful national icons like the Cajas National Park, which is a natural area with great bird watching. I remember going bird watching with you one day. We saw hummingbirds, many species. It's just wonderful. Now, I'm also recalling that nearby here there's also hot springs. That's another. It's just such a wonderful place. Piedra de Agua was recently acclaimed as the best spa in South America.
In fact, as you did say, it's not only the natural wonders. We also have great facilities, which even put it in a better way. For example, there are the hot springs that are beautiful. We have not only one, but more than 5 different spots in the area. Piedra de Agua just won an international award as the best. But I would have to say, not only the quality of the place and the property of Piedra de Agua, is also the quality of the water, the hot springs. Actually, those are the hottest ones in Ecuador. So it's really interesting to see, how the local people, they have used all the natural resources for their benefits. So it's very interesting. In Piedra de Agua, the water, not only the hottest, also full of minerals, and it's another less one, so it's very special. So it's highly recommended for the people to come, enjoy Cuenca, enjoy dining in Cuenca, and only 15 minutes away they can go to the best spa in South America. Now,
wonderful. And I heard you have an agreement to work with Piedra de Agua, and guests can have a massage here at the hotel?
Exactly. In fact, what basically we do is, for example, in order just to bring facilities to the people, is you don't have to leave the hotel just to have the best of Cuenca, just to have the best experience. We can actually arrange so the spa treatments over here at the hotel. Here, look, we are in the Santo Placer, one of the...
We're at the restaurant Santo Placer at Hotel Itza International. And we're going to enjoy a delicious breakfast here. Here we are with our friendly bartender. What's your name? Francisco. Francisco's going to help us with breakfast actually today, with the breakfast buffet. I love it. We'll also be showing on our YouTube channel the rooms, the different areas of the hotel. And stay tuned to our podcast, because we have an interview where Diego's going to tell us a little bit more about the different areas of the hotel, the facilities, and everything. And as we go through the podcast, he's going to tell us about. I understand there's a whiskey bar as well, right? Is that the proper name for it?
Exactly. That's the whiskey lounge. Here's the perfect place to come and enjoy your meetings and enjoy your time, relax. Just with the luxury of Itza Hotel can bring to you. Normally, we invite the people to have here a classic meeting, relax, enjoying of the Panama hats, misnamed Panama hats, I'm sorry, straw hats made in Cuenca and ready to be exported to the world, to send a little bit of more hearts to the world.
Now, tell me, I know that whiskey and all that is quite important, and in terms of luxury drinks, and as well as cognacs and all that. But tell me about the local liquors of Cuenca.
Well, in Cuenca we do have one which is very traditional, and is especially sugar cane liquor. We have a very interesting brand which name is Shumir, and it covers different types of this sugar cane. The special one is the very well-known Pecho Suco. In fact, we have a delicious dessert made out of this sugar cane liquor in order to bring the flavors of our countryside into the hotel, just to let everyone to try the best of Ecuador, the best of Cuenca in our gastronomy.
I see these wonderful lamps, and I see a lot of forged iron. Is this from Las Herrerias? Because there's a neighborhood in Cuenca. There's different neighborhoods, and each neighborhood has a specialty. And I know that forged iron comes from Las Herrerias. Is this forged iron here from Las Herrerias? What about the lamps? Tell me a little bit about them.
Well, in fact, as you did say, for example, in the letters, those are made in the Herrerias, and those are 100 years old, by the way, because the house is being built in 1925, and all of these are original. And the same for the doors and on the sidewalks. About the hammer thing, the thing On the ceilings we have, those are actually imported from France in the 1920s. As you can tell, they are different. They're special colors, different shapes, different models. And some of the nicest things of the hotel, as you can imagine, is a 5 stars hotel. And in that time, when we imported the thing, it didn't come in huge lots of this thing. It just come, a number of square meters. So it's very interesting to see how we have the original thing here, and we have it, for example, with a different colors, different shapes, different structure in the next floor. So not many people note it, but once when you already know the history, you can just see the difference, the colors, the shapes, and the magic, of course, of this hammer thing.
How many rooms altogether, Diego?
We do have 15 rooms. We have 15 rooms, 10 of those with the best views of the city, 10 of those with the views over the Gran Colombia and the Benigno Malo Street. As you did say, in fact, and we just show everyone, we are only a block away from the cathedral. So
now you made me walk up 4 stories right now. We're going to the rooftop. There is an elevator for other guests, right?
Exactly.
Because I'm starting to lose my breath already, and not just because of the walk, but because the view is breathtaking up here. I can see the cathedral. So in a 360 view, as I go right now, tell me what we have here that we can see from the rooftop. What churches, what buildings, what icons of Cuenca?
What are we seeing right now is the Todos los Santos Church. We went by that little plaza and the church. By the left, you can see those towers belongs to San Sebastian Church. Left, we have 2 towers and a little dome. That one is El Cenáculo Church. In front of us, it doesn't need an introduction, but that's the Cuenca's Cathedral. Just walking by a little bit to the left, you will be finding the beautiful trees araucarias from Parque Calderón. In between those, you can see a little white tower. That one is La Merced Church. On the left-hand side, right above this red tops, you can see on the back of the corner, that is actually the Espadaña, or the front of the Conceptas Church. By the left, we have San Alfonso, and on your left-hand side, we have the beautiful north side of Cuenca with the red roofs.
Okay, we're at Hotel Itza. This is the presidential suite, 40 square meters.
Yep, that's right.
This is the general manager, Mr. Diego Vidal.
Hello.
Tell us about this room.
Well, this is actually the presidential room. We have 2 of these kind of rooms, one on the first floor. This one actually has views over the Gran Colombia Street and Benigno Malo as well. It does have 2 balconies, a wonderful bedroom as well, a very nice one with 12 square meters as well.
12 square meter bathroom.
Yes.
That's impressive. Oh, and look, soundproof windows. I like that.
Very nice view as well. We are
In the very heart of Cuenca.
Yes, we are located only a block away from the main plaza in Calderón.
Mr. Vidal, tell me when did this wonderful hotel open?
Well, the hotel is actually a brand new one. We just were open for over 2 months, and actually I'm pretty happy to say as we have been very welcome for the Ecuadorian tourists and international tourists which are coming and visiting us, because we have a special and a different offer that I have to say. We're trying to create experiences. We're trying to serve our clients as as they can feel that they are home. We always try to bring something typical from Cuenca for more food, for our gastronomy, just to present the way Ecuador is, and of course to have the chance to show Cuenca to all of our visitors as well.